Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
Into the depths of the forests in North Bengal, on elephant back. The first thing to do is to suck in the quiet thrills, enjoy the moment. If you listen keenly enough, you can hear a whole symphony going on out there. The whispers of falling leaves, the chirping of birds, the occasional call of a barking deer, the chirruping of a million insects in the grass, the periodic silences, the dappled light and shade through which your elephant pads its way ahead. All around you, there is the music of life being played on an unseen violin. The large canopy overhead and the tangled vegetation weaves a mystery that has an indefinable charm, a thrill, and an element of fear also. Who knows what may emerge from the next bush? After the Sundarbans, the biggest variety of flora and fauna in West Bengal is to be seen in North Bengal. The forests vary in depth. There are trees like the sal, pial, many other fruitless varieties, thick creepers entwined around the boles of the giant trees. As one travels, one comes across myriad fruits, flowers, and shrubs. Here is the wild jackfruit. The woodpecker, it is said, strikes it down. Other birds and animals feed on it on the ground. Such are the arrangements made by nature for her children. The orchids and wild flowers. A mind-boggling variety of them, and what wild beauty. But like animals, orchids are also disappearing in many areas. The reason? Destruction of forests. It is estimated that 80% of the forests in India have been plundered in this century alone. The remaining 11% is under a severe threat. 30 hectares of evergreen forest are being destroyed every minute in the country. Animal behavior changes with the season, a feature we wanted to witness and record. So, on elephant back in North Bengal, during the monsoons, to study elephants and rhinos. a lone elephant. Our guide warned us against it. The lone ones are unpredictable and dangerous. Now, a herd, feeding peacefully. A calf is being suckled, back to the mother's breast. The loner again. He is looking for a mate. The herd moves along, keeping the calves safely in the middle. It is a matriarchal society where the leader is a female. The size of the herd can vary from 3 to 10 or more. When they are on the march because of seasonal reasons, 2 or 3 family groups sometimes come together to form a large herd. But once they settle somewhere, they split into small groups once again. In Manas Sanctuary, one famous herd has 140 members. Calves are protected, but males, when they approach adulthood, are expelled from the group. Nature's protection against inbreeding. In the sanctuaries, forest workers assigned to protect elephants have to share the environment with their charges. The silent, lonely jungle is their home. The responsibilities are many. Like many human babies, elephant calves are sometimes abandoned by their herds. Alone, they are helpless. Such a calf is being reared by workers in the Jollapara sanctuary. Not the first one, though. This one is taken for a bath every day. It was provided with a new mother who did not accept the baby. It is being trained by the workers now. It is learning commands. Mr. Borua, one of the group of workers, understands elephant language. He narrates the story as bottle feeding is in progress. The calf fell in a hole. Its mother tried hard to rescue it, but abandoned the calf when she failed. For the past 6 months, it has been looked after by forest workers. Soon, it will learn to forage for food and move around freely. Shooting from elephant back is not easy, but in order to go deep into the Indian jungle and snap wild creatures, especially the bigger ones, it is the only convenient transport. We are now in rhino country. The Gorumara and Joldapara forests are famous for the one-horned rhino. Here is a mother rhino relaxing with her baby in the shelter of high grass. Have we disturbed them? An angry grunt, and she is off with her baby in search of a safer area. We chose the monsoon to visit the forest because it is the rhino's season of relative security. The grass grows high and dense, offering it plenty of fodder to sustain its huge bulk. The rhino is a vegetarian. The high grass makes an almost impenetrable cover. Our elephant has to push hard to make way. We almost bumped into him suddenly, a magnificent male. The average Indian rhino is about 5.5 feet long and weighs 4,000 pounds. To the casual onlooker, all rhinos may look alike because of their armor-plated exterior, but naturalists can differentiate between one and the other. One has to look for a nick in the ear, a scar on the flank, or a split in the horn. Monsoon in North Bengal, and now winter in Kaziranga, a lush, sprawling forest that is the home of myriad creatures, rhinos, elephants, deer, buffaloes. Also, the tiger that menaces them all. The rest are in peaceful coexistence. Though one of the richest forests in terms of wildlife, Kaziranga has been hit badly by the recent floods, which are a scourge. No exact estimate is available, but a large number of animals, including many rhinos, are feared to have been swept away at this time. As a rhino sanctuary, Kaziranga is on the whole a success. Its rhino population had dropped to about a dozen in 1908. It was declared a sanctuary in the late 40s, and things began to improve. In recent years, its rhino population has reportedly neared the 1,000 mark, though floods have reduced the numbers somewhat from time to time. Moving around, we came upon this cluster of elephant bones deep in the jungle. They may belong to one of the victims of the flood.
कभी ऐसे बूढ़ा भी होते हैं, ऐसे कभी वो दोनों में लड़ाई भी होते हैं। अच्छा, इसमें से मर जाते। अच्छा, ये उसका है ना, ये इसे रहते हैं, इसे। अच्छा, और उसका ये इसके सूंड इधर ही होते हैं उसका। उसके बाद में ये दोनों आँखों है, ये उसका दांत है, मतलब वो खाने उसका मुंह है ये खाने के लिए। तो ये आप लोग ले जाते नहीं ऐसे कभी वो ये तो अभी खराब हो गया ना बिल्कुल, इसलिए इसको अभी नहीं लेते। नहीं तो इसे थोड़ा अच्छा रहेगा तो इसको लेके हम लोग उधर म्यूजियम में रखते हैं। जैसे बाफेलो का है, बाइसन का है, एलिफेंट का, राइनो है।
Another chronic problem is poaching. The ranger, Mr. Bora, talks about the anti-poaching measures.
With the limited staffs, I am telling them to do hard patrolling for the protection of rhino and other species. And you know that besides our staffs patrolling, we have engaged our local villagers and fringe villagers to help in protection of the rhino here. Because poachers are coming from different places, especially from some distant places, and taking the help of our fringe villagers, they used to enter into the park and they are killing rhinos. But nowadays, due to our efforts, and I have myself gone to the villages and started bringing awareness, performing some meeting, and going to the villages. I used to give some lecture about the importance of wildlife And being such type of awareness, now all the villagers have become conscious that it is a very important species in the world, which is to be conserved by the human being. So the villagers now, they are also taking a good step for the protection of rhinos.
The rhino is extremely powerful, unpredictable, and unstoppable when provoked. Anyone on its way is asking for trouble. We hear about elephants raiding paddy fields and destroying crops. Sometimes they look for a change of diet, but that's not the main reason. It's the growing human interference in the elephant habitat that causes the problem. Elephants are migratory creatures, but their annual routes are being cut up. Groups of elephants are being bottled up in small patches of forest where they do not find enough fodder. They have no choice but to stray into nearby villages in search of crops and whatever other food they can find. The conflict begins. Villagers, anxious to protect their crops, fire from muskets and shoot poisoned arrows at the foraying animals. Some are killed, some are wounded. The latter bear a grudge against mankind and kill a man who gets too close. In the battle between man and elephant, it is the animal that loses out. Man is unwilling to share his spoils. He wants to grab it all without leaving any space for the other children of nature.